RealGenericDemon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 25, Volume 4. We're almost halfway. So this week I've chosen. Actually, we've got a bit of a bonanza ongoing here. We've at least got, I think, 8 games, possible things, and I say things because I have no idea what this is. It says the well, so I think it's meant to be the creation, but it's not. It's the it's not spelled correctly. And then we've got P tolerance, copyright. We'll see. Well, I have no idea what that is. That's definitely a somebody's creation, but not creation. Or is it creation? I don't know. I'm not spelling very well today anyway. And then we've got this one, which I'm quite interested in, because this is Delta Wing, and if I remember rightly, this is the Thalamus game that was also on the Sam Coupe, but actually, to be fair, it required you installing the emulator strokes 48K thingy that you had to put in. Alcatraz 2, no idea what that is. And then, of course, on here we've got some pretty standard ones that we know about. Escape, I think that's the one with the dinosaur and the maze. It's pretty good. A 16K game. Galleons, no idea. We've got Tutankhamun's Tomb, which I've played before, but I can't remember much about it. And then we've got Scuba Dive. So, Scuba Dive, that's a Jarell game there. You basically go down to the sea. It reminds me a bit like Dave the Diver, but like before Dave the Diver was a thing. It's actually quite a good game, that one. All 16K, I think, all of those games. Anyway, just move those out of the way for a second, because I want to show you a few things that have turned up recently, and also plus a little strange thing that happens as well when you do What's on the Tape. So I picked up a couple of things recently, only because they were extremely cheap, and I am quite cheap, really. I am quite cheap. So I picked these up because they're extremely cheap. We've got Cat Quest 3 for the Switch. I quite like that. My daughter's got the first one, and I think they've really kind of built on it. It's kind of a role-playing adventure game, but an action one, but with a cat in the lead role. And it was quite cheap recently, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy that. It comes with the Switch's cartridge, because I like physical things, and it got some stickers in the bottom there, which you really can't see, but there they are. There's some stickers at the bottom, which you still can't see because they're the wrong way around. But yeah, it gets some stickers with it. Cat Quest 3 stickers to go with the whole thing, and a map of the islands, you know, the Infinite Tower. So I'm quite looking forward to trying that one. I haven't had a chance yet, but I quite fancy that one. What else did I get? I also got another one for the Switch, which I highly recommend. It's cheap. It should be relatively inexpensive at the moment. It's well worth getting. These guys who made Descenders are making a new version of the game, but it's basically, as it says here, extremely procedural free riding. If you like mountain bikes and you like going downhill and you like the maps to be completely different, almost completely different every time you play them, Descenders is the game for you. It's basically procedurally generated mountain biking down hills. It is kind of online. It says with like 1 to 4 players, but it's not really online. It's kind of it connects to a server, and you basically can race against other riders on the same procedural ones as they go along. The soundtrack, though, is absolutely banging, I've got to say. I really do like the soundtrack, so it's well worth playing it just for that. I also got a few the Spectrum games, so I've got a few here. One I've been trying to get for ages, and I finally own it, which is a Wonder Boy. Oh, Super Wonder Boy, should I say, not the original Wonder Boy. Which is basically, I think this is the Wonder Boy in Monsterland, but of course this is the Spectrum version of it, so it's not quite the same. But yeah, I've been looking for it for a while. It needs a bit of a clean, actually. Feels a bit dirty, but yeah, I've been looking for a while, and now I own it, so that's quite nice. I also got a couple of other things I haven't seen before. I'm getting kind of picky nowadays with the things that I've got. So I've got this one, which is the 16 games for the Spectrum. Not seen this one before. It's Melbourne House. I'm going to assume, looking at the type of the labels here, we're going to assume here we've seen quite a few of these before. You know, 3D Maze Man, the Kings and Queens, Space Escape. I've seen that before. Lunar Lander, Alien, Blitz, Chess, Fruit Machines, Simultaneous Equations. Oh yes, there's some really exciting things on there. But it's one I don't have, so I'll be honest. I had to get a copy of it because I didn't have it, and I thought I'm going to have that for the collection. So, and I quite like the cover as well, a nice rainbow over the top of it. Anyway. The next one was with a very, very dirty cover. So very, very dirty cover. So like little tape over the top of it is Auto Chef from and it's not one that I've got. So I quite fancied this one as well. Not sure what the deal is with it. you basically have to make money. It's pretty much the same with quite a lot of these games of this style, and especially with this case, and I like the styling, to be honest with you. Those cases, they tend to be all sort of management sims, mostly in basic, kind of cool though. And the last one, only because I absolutely love a bit of cardboard, I do love a bit of cardboard, is this one, which is the Sorcerer of Claymore Castle, with a fantastic cover, which has seen better days. The old top bent a bit there, look, seen better days. It's still alive, though, it's still alive. But yeah, it says open from the bottom, so everybody opened them from the top. Look, it says open from the bottom, so everybody opens the top bit. Oh, every time, a bit of polystyrene in there with the tape in it. There's no instructions, but I can't help myself when I see these bits of cardboard. They just look great. Look at it. It looks fantastic. Look at that. Looks really good. So adventure game of sorts. But I also noticed, bizarrely, I've been buying obviously more tapes of what's on the tape. I'm now must be up to like 30 years worth of them. So don't worry, what's on the tape's going nowhere. But I've noticed that I've become quite a connoisseur of tapes. Check these out, and I'm not sure whether this one came like this or was actually sealed. This is a Mac one, and it's sealed. Now, it looks like it was factory sealed a long time ago, and these are all blanks, by the way, that we're looking at here. But the question is, was it sealed again later, or did it come like that? Because normally they had cassette cases, but I suspect this is probably late in the day, this one. And what's happened is somebody's just went, right, well, forget the cases, but everybody's got cases, there's loads of them lying around. Here, have a tape that looks like this. So I'll just pop that over to the other side. And here's some other ones. I know they haven't been recorded on, because I can tell by the way the tape lays in them. So we've got another one here, which is a TDK one, not to be confused with the Suicide Squad character. This one's also, high precision. But what I really like about this is the sort of transparent plastic inlay in the centre of it. I mean, it's absolutely spotless, this, and the really nice printing on it. There was a real effort to get this to look impressive and professional. It's really quite nice. I quite like it. I like the look of that one. That's a nice, really nice tape, that one. Very well, nice, very well created. I just, as I say, like that. I like the styling. A lot of effort made on that one. And then the third one is a Maxell one, a similar sort of thing, but in this case, I think it's either a sticker or which is a metal foil sticker that's on here. And that foil sticker is it's just low down and right. A bit of fancy graphics are printed on the top of it, Japan there, where it was made, and it just looks really nice. And this, as I said, all of a sudden I've become a sort of tape collector of blank tapes. I've got quite a few, actually. I could probably lay my hands on a few if I was looking for them, but they're quite nice. Anyway, let's get one of these three into a tape drive. I think I'm going to go with Delta Wing first, because I fancy a shoot 'em up, and then we'll move to the creation. Alright? Anyway, let's get this into a tape drive. Okay, the tape is in the drive, so let's go down to our favourite, which is basic, and then load it, or load speech marks. Let's push the button as well on the deck, so I'm going to play this tape. So the game that we're looking at first is Delta Wing. I'm pretty convinced this is the one that was also on the Sam Coupe, but was really just a load version of the Spectrum version of the game. It was kind of a gimmick, I think, at the time from Thalamus. You literally were getting the same game. You weren't getting anything extra, and considering the I'm assuming it's that one. It might be completely different. There are plenty of other Delta Wings out there, but if it is that version of it, I'm sure it's Delta Wing. Now I'm starting to doubt myself. But anyway, even if it wasn't, there's a game there's a shoot 'em up that's nothing from Alamus that effectively you still had to load the ZX Spectrum emulator from to actually get it to work, which I think is a little bit naughty, really. That kind of sticking the word Sam Coupe on it. You could have stuck the word Sam Coupe on every single Spectrum game at a certain point in time. Was it 92 it came out? A little bit, or was it 90? Either way, it was very late in the day, and it kind of missed because it's still an 8-bit machine, isn't it? The Sam Coupe. I don't think it's a 16-bit machine. So it had missed. No, it's the wrong one. It's a different one. Creative Sparks on this one. Forget what I've said entirely. But we'll talk about the Sam Coupe anyway. But we kind of missed missed the boat with that. The worst part about the Sam Coupe is I really wanted a Sam Coupe. I don't know about anybody else. Did you actually want a Sam Coupe? I really wanted one. I still want a Sam Coupe, but I only made 15,000 of them. It was Miles Gordon technology. I thought it was great because it was worked with the Spectrum, but I assumed that was like. I don't know what I assumed back in the day, but I assumed it was like built in. So it would have been a ROM set, so you'd have pushed the button and instantaneously the Sam Coupe would have been a ZX Spectrum, and you could have loaded all your old games, and it would have been an upgrade on the plus 2s and plus 3s that were out there, because you got that 3.5-inch floppy drive, which we all lusted over. We know the story of why Alan Sugar put in the 3-inch ones is because he found a massive store of them somewhere. I assume somewhere in Taiwan. There was like a warehouse absolutely full of those discs, and he was like, "Yep, let's use those and those drives because it saves us a bunch of money." Which is a businessman's approach to it, but they were short-lived as a disc. The 3.5 effectively was established with the PC world, and once it was established with the PC world, it was never going to be the future for the Spectrum. Which is an utter shame, realistically. Isn't there something called the Optimus Prime or something like that? I don't know if it's the Optimus Prime, but I'm sure there's something called the Opus Prime. It's Opus Prime. That's what it is. Opus Prime that adds a 3.5-inch drive to the Spectrum. That is a thing that exists. So that kind of was your gateway to it, but it was an awful faff, I think, is the answer. Right, let's try it again. We'll see if this loads. If not, we'll get PlayZX out, and we'll give that a try. I'm just leaning over, by the way, to get my phone so I can get PlayZX out. It was the Sam Coupe for me was a logical movement of machine. It just looked great as well. I don't know about you, but I quite liked the white and the 2 disc drives, one left and right of the front of it. It just looked a lovely machine. It looked like it had a beautiful keyboard, and it should have been, but because at that point we'd already got Atari STs, we got early PCs that we would like. We're not talking about the old 8086s. We're talking about much more beefy machines, 286s, 386s, even the 486 was probably going to make an appearance by then. But you had PCs, you had the Atari ST, you had the Commodore Amiga, and Amiga going to 1200 again, and the lost thing. The Commodore Amiga should have been a much better machine. Not a much better machine. It was a great machine, but it should have survived the sort of PC. The coming PC apocalypse that is there, the console sort of generation still surviving, but only in sort of 3 forms, that of Nintendo, Sony, and effectively Microsoft as well. Sega falling by the wayside. It's that whole period of time. We've discussed this before. That whole period of time between the 80s and the early 2000s was an absolute apocalypse of processor increases: 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, even 64-bit. In that time was an apocalypse of destruction for consoles, makers, software, the whole thing, and not in a bad way. We grew in the home bedroom market in the UK. I mean, the Americans had a much worse time of it because they had many more consoles that could fail. We had plenty of 8-bit machines that came out in the day. They were everywhere, from the Dragon 32 to was it a Tangerine, wasn't it, something like that? The New Brain, all these kind of things. It was an apocalypse of destruction, and only the strong survived, or those that were adopted because of either price point or quality, and maybe even in the case of Acorn, not to suggest that Acorn were anyway bad, by the way, the fact that they were adopted by the BBC, and then that became the standard computer for every school around the UK. Honestly, it was an amazing time. It was an amazing time to live through. I mean, the kids of nowadays, they just have PCs. That's all it is, you know. And they even get Macs. They think of Macs as well as the PC, but you can't. Nobody games on a Mac. Come on, let's be honest. Nobody games on a Mac. That's a very strange place to be gaming. You know, you've got that. You've got about 3 suppliers of consoles, and even now, Microsoft is working its way to wheedling its way out of it. Oh, we're not going to quite update the latest version. We're not going to quite change it. And you know it's coming. You know that the Microsoft is effectively killing off the Xbox. Is that in regard for the needs of the Game Pass, but the Game Pass means nothing, absolutely nothing to the developers developing for it. If your game doesn't sell enough Game Passes, your game was worthless. How bad is that? How bad is that? It's a terrible time to be a developer who works under Microsoft with that kind of. It's called. Actually, it was the wrong game. The game I'm thinking of is something called Delta Charge. There's Delta Wing here, but there's Delta Charge there. How about this? Do you fancy we trying Delta Charge? Because I don't think you'll have seen it. It might have been on my channel actually, but do you fancy seeing Delta Charge? I think you do. I think you'd quite like to see Delta Charge from Thalamus. It was the wrong game I was thinking of. I just spotted it there when I'm putting on PlayZX. But I think you'd like to see this. Let's do. Oh, hang on. I didn't charge Delta Charge. I chose Delta Wing. I'm rubbish at this. I pushed the wrong buttons. I am tempted to stop this. But no, that's the game that's on it. Oh. Now you want to see both. Let's do them both. Bloody hell. Let's do them all. Both. Let's do them both. Let's do Delta Charge as well. We'll do both. We'll do Delta Wing first, and then we'll do Delta Charge. Anyway, so it was a weird apocalypse of equipment. I mean, the Sam Coupe. I think, you know what put people off the Sam Coupe was the fact that it was Miles Gordon technology, the MGT, and it was the MGT Sam Coupe. First off, there was a strange name, Sam Coupe. Where did that come from? I know the Sam was the robot, but the kind of was their mascot. But where did that come from? And Miles Gordon technology effectively licensing the ZX Spectrum ROM. And it, by the way, it only ran 48k games. It didn't run 128k games. What a disaster that is, really, considering we were up to 128k at that point. I know it was a weird one. We wanted it. I wanted it so much. I still want one to this day. I think I would love one. I think that that's not nostalgia for me because I never had one. It's just a case that I would love to see one in full flow. I don't think there was an awful lot of software made for it. I think about 150 games and applications and utilities. That's the whole thing together. But there are still people out there loving it, and I get that. I can get that. If you had one of them, you probably did love it. But I guess they're mostly showpieces now, unfortunately. I've got coffee. I hope you've got one too. It's very nice. Good. Big jug of it this time round. Literally a jug of it. I'm pouring it all over myself right now. Oh, coffee is so good. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's weird though, isn't it? I think if you went back through some of my videos, it's how you change your mind a little bit as well. You're allowed to change your mind, by the way. You're allowed to alter your brain patterns as you go along. It's the beauty of being human, you know. I mean, they say leopards can't change the spots, but you can. Some people can absorb new ideas and change them. So here's the thing that I remember discussing with you guys way back when. This channel's been running for over 10 years, so way back when, probably 8 years, maybe seven or 8 years ago. I remember discussing on What's on the Tape when I think it started about 7 or 8 years ago. Actually, What's on the Tape. But anyway, I'm discussing the early generation of computer graphics. I mean, the pinnacle of sort of pixel graphics. It's probably not finished now because there's a lot more games out there on the PC world and platforms that are showing off pixel graphics and really relearning those skills. But those days, getting up to 94, the Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, the Mega Drive, the SNES, the PC Engine, those games, they were showing off, and even the arcade itself. Those were the days when pixel graphics were probably at some of their most glorious. And as I say, that is changing now. They're starting to seep back into the graphics of today. And I now remember discussing with you, I think, like I said, the early days, the Atari 2600, those very early sort of the Odyssey machines, the Philips Video Packs 2000, was it, or something similar? Those ones where it's like blocks on the screen, and the graphically they were subpar, effectively, to what you would get nearly 10 years later. And then the birth of the Sega Saturn, the PlayStation 1, and those very early 3D consoles. And I used to say that I found them very jarring, those graphics nowadays, as a difficult thing to look at. However, it's changing. My feeling on this is changing. I see these graphics now, and I don't think of them as quite as jarring as previously before. I feel a nostalgia for these sharp, jagged edges, the low textured polygons. I feel a little bit of a love for these things now in my mind. And I'll be honest. I've been playing a couple this weekend on and you can look at them on the channel if you like. A game called Cruel and a game called Tyrant's Realm, both of which use a PlayStation 1 style graphics with modern day technology. And I tell you what, glorious. Right, anyway, let's see if we can work out how to play this game. I'm going to leave the tape in there. Press 1 for the base, 1 to 5 to start. It's on keyboard. Can I change the keys? No. Keyboard. L level, pilot, novice. That's probably a better level for us. Is there even easier? Trainer, perfect. Okay. Oh, damn. I feel. There's up and down. That's up. Is that down? I've got down. So I've got Q, I've got left and right, cool. What's accelerate? I've got to accelerate to get off here. I found the B for brakes. N's guns. M's map. What's accelerate? Must be an accelerate here. Q. U is undercarriage. Is not that. Is not undercarriage. There's the SBT. Is F to slow down? Yeah, I think so. Let's put that thrust up to full. Let's pull back on the thing and get in the air. We're in the air. Hello, peoples. We've got the long range scanner on the middle of the screen, so we need to have a little look at that. The airspeed is there. U for undercarriage. That's down. Ah! I put the undercarriage down. Too fast with undercarriage down. I put the undercarriage down. That's brilliant. Right, okay. F's flaps. Flaps. That's airspeed. What's the airspeed? That's T. T is thrust. Okay, I don't know how to slow down, but we're going for it. I don't know how to slow down, but we are in the air. We're shooting. The undercarriage is up now that we've lifted off. Let's see if we can find something. M for map. We are going the wrong way. Too fast with the undercarriage. I was down! Damn you! Right, okay. Don't do anything on the flaps. Let's press T for thrust. Let's pull up. Are we up? Undercarriage is up. U for undercarriage, by the way. Right. I think we need to go this way a bit. There we go. We've got something on the range. I don't know which way we're heading. I'm assuming I'm going the wrong way, I think. Oh, it's altitude's okay. I'm changing the altitude. Something on the long range scanner there. Not sure what that is. Oh, I used to spend ages playing these games, you know, and you know, if you look at them, there's a lot to them, but it's a bit hard to really give you a great overview of a game that's so old, realistically. Yeah. I think I would have played that back in the day. I would have spent a few more hours on it than the 30 seconds we're looking at it for. But anyway, I'm going to put on this Delta charge because I feel that we need to see this now that we discussed it. This the game that was also a game for Delta charge. There we go. Let's minimize that. Let's push the play button. There's 128k Delta charge. I bought this thinking it was going to be something really special, and I don't think it is from memory. I think it's a little bit underwhelming, as they might say, for what it was. But we'll probably get some music because it's a 128k game. It's got Delta Wing got a lot of re-releases. Creative Sparkles, of course, be with it first. So many companies as well disappeared. So many ones that I guess if they'd spent the time on it or do you know what? It really makes me wonder about things like Mastertronic. They had the capacity, they had the ideas, they worked out their budgets and their plans for when they were selling games originally, that whole pocket money thing, and then they went into video and CD, which was already established markets, and struggled badly with them. And it makes me kind of wonder what they were thinking there. What was the thought process that went through at Mastertronic when I guess they thought they could make money. They thought they could make it work, but they couldn't then sign the appropriate artists nor get the right kind of. Look at this loading thing. It looks a bit weird. It looks like it's got stars all over it, but I think it's just broken. I think it's going to load badly. This. I think it's going to fail. But anyway, we'll see. But I think that the thought process was a little failed there, wasn't it? It was a bit madness to actually think that they could break into a very established market at that point in time. Quite a popular market, obviously, music and the way it works. The music's still popular, obviously, but an established kind of market. It's kind of weird to think they could get into that. And then they did arcade machines as well, which is even more entertaining, really. They didn't, sticking in a Commodore Amiga in there with a bit more memory and a few other things, and making it an arcade machine wasn't really was a bit of a flop as well, unfortunately. I think generationally they got that wrong. There was a point. If you were in Japan, maybe the arcades have lasted in Japan for a long, long time. I think they're only just starting to die there, if not on a death rattle at the moment. But in the UK, I think by the time you get to 1995, PlayStation 1 release. Wow. Yeah, PlayStation, Sony and PlayStation 1 changed the world. Now, I'm wondering though. I am wondering here. I mean, I wonder what your thoughts are on this. I am wondering. You remember the PlayStation 1 stroke, or the PlayStation SNES? Do you remember that? They sold for $1 million, I think it was. It was the prototype of a combination of Sony's technology and Nintendo's, and Nintendo, being Nintendo, went, we're not interested, and the prototype went for lots and lots of money. Don't know if any games were ever created for it, but theoretically it was the two things melded together, at which point Sony went, let's do our own thing. And they did it beautifully. They did it almost perfectly. The fact that it's on a 5th generation Sony PlayStation 5 tells you that they got it right. They still got it right. They generationally, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 absolutely crushed all comers, and then Microsoft came along in 2005 with the Xbox 360 after not doing particularly well with the original Xbox, which, although was a good console, didn't do as well as the PlayStation 2. It dominated. It was one of the biggest selling consoles in the world. Probably still is. Top 3, I would say. And Nintendo just bobbed along during all of that. It did well with the Wii. It had the GameCube. Everybody was like, you've got small discs, and they were like, we don't care because we're Nintendo. They did all kinds of weird and wonderful things. They never really attempted to catch up, but it was I'm not even sure where I was going with my point with this, by the way. I completely lost my train of thought on this, but the point was that Sony and PlayStation crushed the arcades. They killed it. It was the end of it. You could play better at home than you could in the arcades, which is a really disappointing thing. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that wasn't going to load. Let's try it one more time. If it doesn't load, we're going to move on. I wonder if there's another. If I search for, no, there's only one there. It doesn't look good though. It's quite short actually, that load. Let's do it again anyway, just for the hell of it. But I think that was a big step forward in the destruction of the arcade as we knew it. And I think that once the arcades were almost on par with your home technology, Tekken, for instance, in the arcade, the difference between that and the actual arcade version was minimal. It really was. It was getting so close. My PlayStation 2 was almost on top of it. PlayStation 3 was a mistake for Sony, a weird processor. They were thinking super processor with number crunching utilities, but what we really needed as gamers or developers was cores. So Sony came along and did really well with their 360, the Xbox 360, and then they got drunk at the party and did the Xbox One, which was this is not going to load again, by the way. The Xbox One, which was effectively a bit of a disaster in comparison to the PlayStation 4, but even with no backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 4, Sony were selling 4 times the number of consoles. And while this was going on, our little friend Nintendo, they were quietly making their own consoles, just quietly getting on with it, and then they quietly launched the Switch, and everybody looked at the Switch and went, it's really underpowered and it's no better than a mobile phone device. And Sony said, that's alright, Nintendo said, that's alright, we don't mind, somebody will like to play it. And they added an online service where you could download occasional games from their back catalogue, and you could put the cartridges in, and they weren't hugely expensive for the most part, apart from their first party titles. Still hate that. But weren't hugely expensive, and they continued to do various Breath of the Wild and Link games, and they did, people optimised the code, and they started transferring things from the PlayStation 3 stroke Xbox 360 generation games that we all loved and enjoyed, and they started shifting them all over to Nintendo Switch, and they just quietly did this, and Nintendo just carried on, and they carried on making physical versions of it. And a year, 2024, was the year where physical things sold more than those digitals. One of those years where, no, they didn't actually sell more. They sold significantly more than previously years. There is a turn. People are buying physical again. They want collections. People like collections. They like to go around to your house. So I always said this. Remember this the comment I made where it's like you come around somebody's house and say, "Have a look at my Steam collection." It's not something you physically present to somebody, but if you come to your house and they look and they go, "Blimey heck, you've got a lot of Switch games. That's a lot of Switch games," or "That's a lot of PlayStation 5 games." There is a thing about this. So collection and physical things has increased. That we saw the return of vinyl. We've now seen the return, bizarrely, of cassette tapes. Kids are actually buying those, coming to shops and buying those. I was in a charity shop not too long ago, and the sales assistant said, "Oh, I've got no cassette tapes in at the moment." The kids came and bought them. And I'm like, "What?
it's like the youth of today is buying cassette tapes again because the quality of the sound is more interesting than that of their digital equivalents. But anyway, the point is, Nintendo's been quietly getting on with it, and now they're doing a Switch 2. I don't know if you've seen this. These trailers come out. It was worst kept secret ever. People have leaked everything, but they're doing a Switch 2. A second version of the Switch that's compatible with the cartridges from the old one, slightly bigger. Looks like it's got some interesting bits and pieces with it. Possibly one of the Joy-Cons has got a little like a reflecting light thing on it. It could actually be a mouse. Joy-Cons could be a mouse now, and there's another button on it. And without a doubt, I'll be buying that, even though it's slightly worse than the PlayStation 4 stroke Xbox One series based on the specifications that we've seen thus far. So it's like if you're a computer game person, you'll know what an NVIDIA RTX 3060 is, a Ti. One of those, but slightly lower. Now, my daughter's got one of those in her computer, and I can tell you now that it plays Helldivers beautifully, and it has reflective whatever else it is all over it. It works lovely. There is nothing on the screen here, people. It's gone very, very dark. It's crashed. Beautiful. That's a good start. Well, we're not going with that. We're going to go on. We're not going to do it. We've got through the thalamus stupidity. We're going to go on to Alcatraz 2. No idea what this is like. I don't think I've ever played Alcatraz 2. We'll give it a go. See what happens. We'll rewind the tape here while we're doing that. But yeah, so a Nintendo Switch 2. A collector's console. Again, very key point about this, because they actually tell you on the cartridge boxes when you're buying them that it's either a code in the box, which means you are downloading it, digital. I don't know why anybody buy a code in a box. To this day, if somebody told me a code in a box, I would actually cry. A code in a box, or alternatively a full cartridge, which sometimes has updates. Yes, fair enough, but you could plug it into your cartridge, it would just work. Into your console, it would just work. Or it actually tells you that this cartridge contains, say, the first level and requires a download for the rest of it. I didn't think I'd say this, but I think I've moved into the Nintendo camp here. They're just doing their own thing. They're not they're not wanting to be bought by anybody. They're not doing anything. They're just creating decent consoles, allowing decent gaming for the most part. There's a lot of shovelware, but it's like the DS. There was a lot of shovelware by the end. And they're, as far as I'm aware, I think they're the best-selling console in the world now. The Switch 1 is. So the Switch 2, I suspect, because of the naming is good this time round, will be of a level that is just unreal. This looks really cool. Doomsday Mission, Alcatraz 2. There's a nice boat in the centre of it. I love a bit of boat action. You know, Sid Meier's Pirates, one of my favourite games. Original version, CGI graphics, the pinks, the cyans, the blacks and the whites. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Used to play that on an 8086 processor in my college days. It's hilarious. It's really funny, actually. I should try and find it at some point. There's a picture of me. And they dig it out every time, by the way, they do something on this college, because I was one of the few pictures they've still got, the newspapers. And there's a picture of me with effectively the dean and the vice, whatever it is, dean, I guess, the vice dean, or something like that. Anyway, standing beside me in my sort of late 80s designer jumper, yes, those ones, you know, the kind that Bill Cosby used to wear before everybody found out what Bill Cosby was. But yeah, those kind of designer 80s jumpers, me and designer 80s jumpers. And they're standing beside me now, and I remember the thing, and they were like, can we get a photo with you on your computer doing whatever else is, right? And on the screen, the computer is I can't remember what it exactly is. I think it's a computer game of some sort, or it's something. Anyway, the point was that I just hacked that PC, got past their security protocols, and was currently, because their security protocols were, they kind of locked it to certain applications that you could use, like Word and a few other things, and they had this like interface that would block things, and if you press Control Alt and Delete, it would just boot up to it. So you had to get past the various bits and pieces of stage and whatever else it is. So I just hacked the machine. I was busily playing some software that wasn't theirs. On the machine, and they took this photo, and it's quite funny really to this day. Every time I see it, I was like, I wasn't actually doing proper college work when they took that photo. They just took a photo of me because I was a handsome young fella. I think that's what it was. 16 years old, 16-year-old, and already a wrong'un. Never a wrong'un. But still a motor mouth though, unfortunately. Nothing changed that way. I've continued to be a motor mouth. Most of my life I've been a motor mouth. I can't believe we were 30 odd minutes and we're still only on about the second game. Anyway, but that's so typical of the things that we do. Anyway, but yeah, I'm excited for Nintendo. I'm excited for the new Switch. I'm excited for what we're going to get. I think they're going to do a very fair job of what they've done with everybody else. I mean, they still do. There's Microsoft. However, to be fair, there's a question, though, because it's going to be 400 quid. I think the original one was about 350, and it's, again, goes on your TV screen. It could be portable with your very similar sort of sizing, I think, to the Steam Deck, if you've seen a Steam Deck. Quite a decent size now, so. But loading, please wait. Right, okay. I was wondering what it was doing there. It was like going under sea. Beep, beep. Anyway, what was I going to say about the Steam Deck? The one thing that is, I was going to be out 400 quid. One thing that does concern me is the pricing of the games at the moment are looking, because they're still going to be cartridges, the same sort of thing. They're looking at between £65 and £75. I do think that's a bit high. That will be first-party titles, I would suspect. I would suspect they're going to be your Mario Kart X, because it's not 10, because they're counting the one which was the VR version of it. Do you remember the VR? The augmented one? That was weird. This doesn't look good. See if this works. Aha! It did work when we rewound it a little bit. That's good. Instructions, yes. Press any key to speed up the text. Harry escaped from prison camp, taking with him some secret files. On reading these files, Harry finds that the files are a doomsday plan. Giving secrets to the enemy's deadly plans to destroy the world. The doomsday mission. Right, okay. Firstly, you must study this map. Okay, I'm going to study the map. The map. I'm excited. Let's see the map. That is thick, impassable jungle. That is passable jungle. That's prison fence. That's sea. Okay, I've got it. Yellow fence. Oh, okay, it's drawing it now. It's drawing the map. So it looks good so far. So, yeah, there's some thick, impassable. Right, okay. Yep. Very impassable thus far. There's the fence to the prison. There's the sea. Some impassable. Where you start. Approximate position of the ship. This area of jungle must be crossed by helicopter, which you must find. Okay, that's fine. The mission. I'm enjoying the mission. Harry must return the files to his allies over the seas. To do this, Harry must get to his ship, then sail away and make contact with on the mainland. Right, okay. Got it. But there are 4 things that Harry needs to know. 1. The direction he must sail in. The port that he must sail to. The name of his contact. His code word. Right, okay. It's very exciting. This information can be found out from the other escaped convicts that are roaming the jungle. They will trade with you, giving you information in return for cigarettes. Diamonds! My God, there's diamonds in the forests. Food found in huts. Tobacco, I knew would be cigarettes. It's bound to be cigarettes. It's of that time. Diamonds are picked up by moving over them left and right. Other items by attempting to enter a direction. Hut, up. Yep. Lookout towers. These are very dangerous. Don't hang around too long. Yep. Okay, got it. Huts can only be entered once, and not all huts contain goods. Some huts hide scorpions that will sting Harry. 4 stings will kill Harry. Right. Press fire on the joystick. Right. Fire. Right. Head left. There's a lot of words here. I'm getting bored now, though. Control keys are Q, P. Yep, cool. S for status report or Kempston joystick. Okay. Good luck, Harry. I'm going for it. Start. I am starting. Let's do 2 for an average game because I feel lucky. Please wait. That must be Harry at the top of the screen. I've not played this game before. Looks kind of cool. Please wait. It must be generating my procedurally generated jungle. Jungle time. Burp. There's the fence. I am Harry. Very slow moving Harry. Who's this man here? Is he a prisoner? He must be a prisoner. There's a diamond over here, look. I've got a diamond now. I have no ounces of whatever else, but I've got 1 diamond. Who's this escaped convict? What is your name, Mr. Convict? I can't talk to him, though. Fire? No. He's not talking to me. I obviously haven't got anything he wants yet. There's a hut there. We'll go get in the hut first, and then we'll... You find some tobacco, 2 pounds of food, and some tobacco. Can I pick those up? Oh, it's just with me anyway, automatically. Let's go get his... Let's go get... I just sort of poured out the hut. Right. I quite like this. I wonder if this strange man will take something off me now. Will you take something off me? Ah, here we go. Do you want to trade? Yes. For information, you must give me at least 8 pounds of food. How do I get out here? Now you must pay £10 worth of food. I have to go now. I'm not going to trade with you. Okay, goodbye. Doesn't want to trade with me, and I've lost him. He's gone. So we need to get a few more pounds of food before we do anything. Kind of like the slow pace of this. Nothing's killing me thus far. Impassable jungle. Well, on we go. There's another strange man. I'm not going to try and talk to him yet because I haven't got enough stuff. They want quite a lot, don't they? They want a lot of food. There's another strange prisoner who's escaped, just loitering around. Oh, there's a lady in the castle. Oh, it's a watchtower, isn't it? I thought it was a lady in the castle, but it's a watchtower, isn't it? Yeah, get caught. You're under arrest. And you continue. You go back to prison. They get locked away. You've failed. Back to prison. Press any key. That's alright, actually. I don't mind that. Alcatraz 2. I think I'd have played that. Just press any key and it keeps on doing the blooming do. Doomsday. Oh my god, they're nuking the place. I'm glad we stayed on watching it. Game over. They blew up the world. It's a bit harsh, but, you know, somebody had to. 35 points, or 25, 23 points. How would I get 35 from? Just reading it the wrong way around, I think. Sort of. It's kind of cool. Right, okay, let's restart. Let's see what's on this next one. So this is called the creation. Creation? Is that spelled correctly? I don't know. Whatever it is, anyway, this is somebody. I'm thinking this is somebody's attempt at something. This could be cool. It might not be. We have no idea. It could be awesome. Then again, it could be absolutely pants. I used to dabble like this back in the day as well. I used to spend a lot of time doing sort of dabbling with. I'd love to have found my old tapes and stuff like that because we made real efforts to make some real games and odds and sods, not just type-ins, but real games. Because I don't know about you, I used to save my type-ins because it was annoying. This will be the Bible. Leave the tape running. I didn't even know. Mind you saying that doesn't surprise me because there's even a Bible on the PlayStation 2. It's a very uncommon game, but it does exist. A little bit worrying. Creation. And we're going to find out how the world was created. Yeah, would you Adam and Eve it? I'll get my coat. Oh my god. This looks like it could actually have been a game back in the day. It was a bit anti sort of religion. I don't know. Each to their own, as I say with these things. If you're religious, be religious. If you're not, then don't be. It doesn't. Nobody's bothered. Very cosmopolitan world we live in nowadays. And I think we're getting the story of life. It was saved on a spectrum. It's a new Bible. Probably is spelled correctly, the creation. Don't know, have we had religion before? I know there are some games out there. I've seen them before. There are some religious games out there. Very few and far between from experience, but I think there are quite a few of the 8-bit generation that existed. Try to remember what it was called. PopCap. Do you remember PopCap? Got bought by EA ultimately. Made games like Peggle, which was quite popular mid-2000s. A game called Zuma, which was a game about sort of throwing marbles at other marbles and making them explode. Colour matching, effectively. They also made one that was... because they did Bookworm as well, which was really good. If you like Bookworm was great. It was like matching letters to make words. It was really cool, was Bookworm. Anyway... we're very keen on PopCap back in the day, and then I say they got bought by EA and disappeared into obscurity, not making anything. I think they did Plants vs Zombies, but it was like originally a tower defense before EA made it into some kind of sort of cooperative third-person shoot-em-up. But what was I thinking? So sorry, go back to where I was at. They had one. I think it was Noah's Ark. And you had to match the animals, and my wife quite liked that. And she matched the animals. She matched them. She matched it so much that the game couldn't keep up with the score that she was making. So she's making huge scores, chaining all more, two or more of the same animal together. And it was just a matching game effectively. But chaining all these things together, but she was chaining so many of them together that the high score just would spin. She could walk away from it, get a cup of tea, come back, and the high score would still be spinning to update it. It was kind of cool, but it was a bit slow with its update with its scores because I don't think I ever thought anybody would play it for that long. But it was really cool. It was a really cool game. We really enjoyed that one. I didn't even know these things existed, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't. Creation. Maybe we have to create something. I hope it's not a naughty game after all that. Naughty one? It could be a naughty one. Yeah, could be a naughty one. Anyway, how are you all? You having a good? Are you well? I hope you are. I hope you had a decent week as well. In the beginning, there were dinosaurs and protozoa and other small single-celled things. I'm liking the intro here. It's like Star Wars, but crapper. I tell you what I've watched recently. I'm talking about Star Wars. I think God may be involved here. I'll tell you what I've been watching recently. I've rather enjoyed it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It was good, but nobody watched it. I've rather enjoyed. Why is that not filled in? This is very weird. I've rather enjoyed Skeleton Crew from Star Wars. I missed out the last one. I couldn't be bothered. But what the heck's going on? We got God creating stuff now. Anyway, yeah, I've rather enjoyed Skeleton Crew. It's very much just a pirate drama with Jude Law as a anti-hero stroke bad guy, and it's quite fun. I quite liked it. I've quite enjoyed the whole sort of series. It was quite sort of Star Wars. If you'd seen it without some of the other crap they've done recently, you'd probably be okay. But unfortunately, nobody's blooming watched it, because nobody's blooming watched it. But like everything on my channel, it's been cancelled. Unlike my channel, which is still here. This is very, very dull thus far. I'm waiting for something exciting to happen. What's it doing? Is it just going like a story? Is this the planet? The Earth. Is it going to fill that in blue as well? It blooming is, isn't it? Oh, brace yourselves. This is going to take a while. Why have we got two moons, by the way? Or is one the sun? What's that? The heaven and the earth. The heavens and the earth. Oh, right, the heavens are red. Right. The earth was without form and void. Okay. Yeah, Oh, do you know, a funny thing is, it always makes me a bit uncomfortable, because, as I say, but I think, you know, we're not doing any more creation. Yeah, religion makes me slightly uncomfortable, not because I dislike it or anything like that. I just think that, you know, it's your thing, isn't it? You like it or you don't like it. If you don't like it, well, not I dislike it. I don't hate it. You know, people have religion. I've been met many a person who's liked their religion quite you know, virulently and supported it, and I'm very much in the atheist camp. I'm afraid I don't believe anything particularly beyond, you know. But it doesn't make me a mass murderer because I don't believe in religion. You know, if I was in the States, by the way, currently there would be about 4 million people trying to get me cancelled because I don't find religion particularly useful to my life. I really don't. I'm back in the day when I was a kid. You know, we used to go to church. I've done religious things before, but yeah. I think the answer is just be a good person and don't worry about adding something else to it. And here's the other side of it, called tolerance, which doesn't sound brilliant at all. This just actually sounds like somebody created a game. Right. Well, why aren't you running that? It just loaded it. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think there's nothing on this side. Copyright of tolerance. They can keep tolerance. It's very sellable, of course, though, religion. Extremely sellable. Alright, well, we got Kong. let's try loading Kong. We've gone from religion to Kong. We're you see, and well, if you want to take contextually here, movie King Kong, the natives were worshipping Kong as a god, weren't they? I mean, to be fair, it was nearly 100 feet tall, gigantic sort of Kong thing, you know, a great big gorilla. Be a lovely fella, I reckon, because gorillas are particularly gentle creatures, even though they're 800-pound killing machines when they need to be. Well, they're not naturally that way. That's not what they do. They're not like chimpanzees, which unfortunately are distant relatives. So they're killing machines at chimpanzees. So they like murdering. This is Crazy Kong. Oh wow, right, okay. IP and 1 jumps. Okay. We'll give it a try. Jump over the barrels, climb the ladders to rescue Kong's victims. Stop the tape, press any key. I'm going to stop the tape, press any key. Wow. Oh, I like the look of this. Crazy Kong. Oh, this looks different. High score by nobody. Wow, Kong looks cool. Look at him at the top there. I've been splattered all over the side there. I'm over it. You just got to go straight up, by the way. You just got to jump when it comes up. Yes, we're there. It's cool. Oh, I'm going for it. Look at this. This is cool. Crazy Kong is awesome. This is actually really simple, but at the same time, it's clearly basic. But oh, it's got splattered all over the place. No, I'm right at the bottom again. Damn. I was getting so close as well. You just got to wait till the barrel gets right next to you and then jump. And don't get splattered by it like that, like an idiot. Got a name in the high score table. Won't type it, hang on. Play again, yes or no? If I press break, will it go into the program? It will. That is very cool. I like that. I love it when we find new stuff that we didn't expect on. That Crazy Kong was awesome. Have anybody seen that version before? I've certainly heard the name before. I think I may have it in my collection. But my collection's very extensive, I've said before. It really needs... It really needs curated properly. I need to... Oh my god, there's something else in here. I'm not getting away with scot-free with this one. There are other things on the tape, which is awesome. That's brilliant. Tell you what, though, it is very difficult now thinking about collecting. It's easy enough to collect. I've discussed many times before that what systems I collect for, but it's the Master System. But I've pretty much stopped at the moment because the prices are so high, and I just can't justify it really. I really can't. I mean, as much as I like games, I can't justify that. What's this? Sinclair computers for 3 years. Oh right, okay. I've used Sinclair computers for 3 years, and during this time, I've tried almost every magazine available and found that them sadly wanting. All of them, especially the ones that are similar, Sinclair specific, give distinct impressions of having been written for or previous by an 8-year-old. And the consistency, wow, right, okay. A whole bunch of... I'm not sure what he's saying there. You're something or other. Grammar. I asked myself, are the adult magazines? Wow, somebody's misgivings about giving them money. This is somebody writing to the magazine, I think. Print 64 is worth £5. To find yet another. I'll let you look through this. You can read it yourself. Suffer from a shortage of memory. How about your word processor using Print 64? This is weird. What is this? What are we looking at here now? Something weird. Print 64. Never even heard of Print 64. Cedric. Wonder what this is. Is it a computer game? What is it? What are we getting here? I'm kind of bracing myself here for this whole thing. Yeah, I need a curated collection anyway for my games. How's everybody finding the Spectrum? Have you done what I've done with mine, which is like kind of play through with it for a bit and then put it on the shelf? Simply because I get my normal Spectrums out more than I get the kind of thing on it. So, I mean, they're beautiful. It's a beautiful machine. I'm pleased that it's bringing to life things. What are we getting here? We're more 11 out of 10. The long way. I'm blessed with a 48K Spectrum. This is very weird. What is going on here? What are we doing? You cannot eat my spacesuit. I've just been picking words out here just randomly. I like the way the screen appears. That's kind of cool. I like that. Goes up 9,000. It looks like somebody's copied one of those 1648K tape things. Cedric sends us regards. Not Cedric. Press any key for a crack by Light-Hearted Game by Cedric. What the heck is going on? It's like an early virus. Gimmick. Press whatever you fancy. I am pressing a key. Please wait. It's like some kind of weird demo. What we got going on? Press A. I am pressing A. I'm pressing A. Any key would have done. Press another key. What the heck? Game over. Another game? No. Wrong? Another game? No. Yes? What is going on? Hello all. Bored yet? Or would you like more of this? Press any key to suffer more or remove your right shoe. What? It's like an early, as I say, it's like an early crack demo of some sort, you know, like Fairlight used to do on the Amiga and stuff like that. Do you remember those guys? Don't forget to switch off your set. I don't want to. Run the tape. I'm now slightly freaked out by this. It's like some kind of weird. This is how horror movies start. This is what happens. You load a Spectrum game and they start like this. But look over your shoulders, peoples. This is very weird. What is going on? I have no idea what's going on. And we haven't even got to the next set of tapes yet. We just got to this weird creation thing, followed by, other things. We got we got 4 other games to see. I'm glad you've strapped in for a long one this time round because I like a big one. I've heard you do too. It's a big one. This week's is a big one. Editor. What the heck is this? This is the tape thing now. This is something. Wow. May 84. This is a help you do stuff with your editorial thing for 1648. And maybe that's what was on this tape a little bit of. I don't think they'll have done the religious stuff though. That's somebody else. Humanities and Sciences. You can always pause if you want to read what it says. I'm skipping through to see whether or not I get freaked out by anything else. Chiswick, London, W4 4PH. We pay £5 for anything we publish and £50 if you send us an original program which can be featured. Sweet. M to move on. Run the tape. There's not much tape left here, to be fair. Oh, yes, coffee. It was good. It's a bit cold at this point, but good. I think my wife's opening the alcohol. Oh, you have to finish it off, do you? Oh, that's the best excuse ever for drinking. I must finish the alcohol off by drinking it all. It's very classy stuff. Makes you feel like the 80s. Baby sham. Try build a bridge from your enemy's land to yours. You can later escape. Right, okay, we're going to go for it. Ready? I am ready. Oh, it's by doing multiplication. 11 sevens is 77. 20. 70. I'm good at math, look. 100. Oh, yeah. 45. Is it not? No, it's not. 9 eighths is 70. 8. 76. 72. 72. 10. I can't do math. I'm rubbish at math. 6. I've got to make. Look, the men are walking across the bridge. 6 is 36. 2 6 12. 15. 10. 20, 28. 9 5 45. 30. No, 38. 36. 36, sorry. 81. We've had this just one before. 30. 4 5, so 20. 2 2 4. 90. We've done it. Way! And level 2. I like that. That is a good idea. I like that. That's a cool idea. So it's kind of moving across as it goes and then finally drops in. And there's nothing wrong with a bit of math programming. I like it. I quite like that a lot. I'm going to let them die, look. They're going to fall off the edge and drown. You built 1.1 bridges. That's alright. Congratulations. I like that. I quite like that. That was quite good. Oh, M to move on. M to move on. Run the tape. I'm not sure there's much tape left to run here, to be honest with you. It's getting very short. I quite like that, though. That was quite a nice idea. It was a simple mathematical thing. I do like... Mirrorsoft did a this is when Daily Mirror used to make... or the Mirror newspaper used to make games, or used to publish them anyway. Mirrorsoft did a math one. I can't remember what it's called. I'm looking behind me. It's called Quick Thinking. You see how quick my thinking was on that one? Quick Thinking. And Quick Thinking was really quite good. I don't think there's anything else on this tape, you know. I think that's it. I think that's our lot. I think we are at... Yeah, we're at the end. We're at the end. It's all Creation has ended. Okay, where are we? We are on the second side of this tape, so we've got Tutankhamun's Doom is next. So let's have a little go with this. Let's push the reset the spectrum first. The old specky, get that reset. Right, these should be quite quick to load. I think these are just original. I think this is a Quicksilver game from memory. Not sure, could be. But we'll get it loaded and we'll see what happens. Tutankhamun. Was that raided? I think it was, wasn't it? I think his grave and things were graded. Was it stored in the? Is this where it ended up in the British Museum, and then we've had to give it back like years later because we kind of borrowed it without asking. Sort of. It's kind of we kind of borrowed it without asking. I think I feel like that's what we've got. Either that, or we still got it. We've still borrowed it without asking. Kind of happens when you've been sort of you've kind of invaded every country in the world along one point or another. Also available, Pengy and Tutankhamun. Well, we got Tutankhamun anyway. Dominic Wood is the name of the person. Great name, Dominic. Dom to his friends. Dom Wood. Big Dom. Big Bad Dom. What else have we got on here? We got anything else that's on here that we recognise? Scuba Dive next, I think, after this one. I do like Scuba Dive. It reminds me of, as I say, if you've not looked on the channel, have a little look on the channel. If you look on the channel, have a little look at the channel, and we have got Dave the Diver, which isn't an indie game. It's written by a small group of programmers within quite a large South Korean development house. And I like indie games, but that just comes across so well. Again, good pixel art. We're talking about pixel art earlier. Absolutely beautiful pixel art. Available on the Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox 360, whatever it is, Xbox, Microsoft's thing that they don't talk about anymore. And it's a great game. It's good fun. It's a simple loop initially. Go fishing twice a day, work in the sushi restaurant at night, and then work from there, and it slowly grows and grows and grows and grows, and I mean really slowly. I mean, I'm about 30 hours in, and I barely feel like I scratched the surface of all the things that you can possibly do when it starts to grow and it invites more people and more adventure to it. But anyway, great game. Right, so we played this before? Yeah, we've played this one before. That's my character. Where's the up and down? Where's up? That's up, that's down. Left, right. There we go. Oh, God. I don't know why he's running backwards and forwards. There's a space bar upset. Anyway, so this is Tutankhamun. We got to collect stuff. Oh, got me. You horrible creature. Doo-doo. So we got to get out of the maze, basically. We needed a key to get out. Which we've got now, and I'm being really rubbish here. I've got one life left, and I've got to get out. They appear in those little gaps. Right, okay, we go for it. Yeah, shoot the laser off the wall. Damn. Am I all dead now? Is that me dead? Yeah, I think it is. Why are you moving left and right by yourself? It's like bouncing off the walls by himself. Let's keep going. That's you dead. Up we go, down we go. A little bit maze thing going on. I don't know why he's moving left and right madly. There's the exit. And into the next maze. I kind of like it. It's pretty good, actually. Micromania. Yeah, definitely. I thought it was Quicksilver, but it's obviously Micromania who did it. It's got a bit of Cavalon in it, if you've played Cavalon, where you have to collect various bits of door, bizarrely. In this case, you're collecting treasure and a smart key, which is obviously up there. Of course it is. And I'm dead. Not very good. But yeah, keys to get out. Got a bit of a Cavalon feel to it. Quite like that. Quite a good one. Quite like that one. Tutankhamun. Let's do... And let's try the next one, which is Scuba Dive, as I say. Good game. Reminds me of the modern day equivalent. It's Scuba Dive! I like the fact that they actually named the bits of the tape. Scuba Dive! Scooby-Dooby-Doo. What you got for dinner tonight? Are you having a dinner? What's for dinner tonight? Is it Sunday lunch or Sunday tea? You have something nice for that? Usually have a what's known as chicken ras. It's a sort of a spicy sort of chicken in with sort of peppers and onions and sort of all sort of casserole together effectively. Very nice thing. Bit of roast potato with it. Bit of green of some sort. Possibly I think it's broccoli this week actually. So nice. Mike Richardson. I think Mike Richardson should be held up as an absolute legend as a man, because Mike Richardson is responsible for creating Turbo Esprit. Turbo Esprit then, of course, inspired the first Grand Theft Auto games, and then, of course, personally, I think that Mike should be entitled to some of the money they've made along the way, because he inspired it all. No, money kid, I don't think that's how it works. But if he did, Mike would be an extremely rich man now, because his vision of an open world city in Turbo Esprit as a police officer driving one of the greatest sports cars ever invented, and a sports car, not a supercar, a sports car ever invented. And Mike's game was unbelievable for its time. It literally was. It was an open world city you could drive around in your little Turbo Esprit. Open world city on a ZX Spectrum in 48K. You've got to marvel. You've got to bask in the greatness of that. I mean, to be fair, Scuba Dive is pretty impressive for what it is. I'm not sure whether it was 16K this or 128. I have a feeling bizarrely it's something like 16K. I may be wrong on this, but somebody will tell me in the comments. But if it is 16K, oh my god. So much achieved with so little memory and so little power on the game itself. The fact that you were collecting pearls and clams from clams, swimming around, avoiding sharks and fish and octopi like he's doing right now. It's just fantastic. And what's worse? What's not worse? Well, what's more interesting is if you look at the graphics of this and compare it to the Dave the Diver that I was talking about on my channel, you can kind of see it in some of the sharks and some of the creatures. The graphics or the way that they've templated their things, I'm not suggesting they've used Scuba Dive, but the way they've done it, some of them look very similar to these ones. It is really, really, really good. It's unbelievable, really. 1983. 42 years ago. If you're watching this in 2025. 2025. I was expecting so much more from the turn of the millennium. I think we were gypped really, because we literally were. I think if you're a 70s / 80s child, and then you went through the 80s and the 90s. And you got to 2000. I think we were expecting so much more. I think we were having so much more fun. And I think they didn't. Kids nowadays didn't count the same thing clockwise. So P O Q A. That's it. One to play. Look at this. There's my little scuba diver. I've already got killed by a blooming what they call jellyfish. And the way it marks the divers is they're literally look at them. They're in the boat. You can see 2 more divers. That's how you know you've got your divers. And they've got to go get some clamshells. That's what we're meant to do. Well, I've got to wait for this to open, and I'm going to get this. There we go. First clamshell. You got a certain amount of oxygen. And then we got 10 points. Look at this. Look how good this looks, though. The fish swimming around. The animations involved in it. The boat moving across the surface. The sharks. Crashed into the bottom like an idiot. Yeah. So good. Look at that great white shark there. I've died. Had to swim past the sharks. 2 variations of sharks at least. Squid going across. Electric eels. Got 20 held. You swim deeper and deeper into the whole thing. Absolutely brilliant. I've just been eaten by a great white shark. I mean, seriously, look how good that was. Huh? Blooming amazing. These are amazing games. Sorry, I'm flying through them now because I'm running out of time. I've got to get this rendered for you guys for the weekend. So we'll quickly look at these other ones. So this Escape is coming up, I think, next. Get these rendered nicely for you to enjoy. Little bit of, you know, some things that are new for the old Switch, and the collection of tapes. Do you collect anything by mistake? Have you become a collector of something by mistake? I've become a collector, as I say, of blank tapes by mistake. It just happens. You don't mean to. You're there, you know, and then you see one in a charity shop and it's all its own. And they put like 50p or 20p on it. And you go, I'll just buy that and I'll put it with the rest of them. And you go, but what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I buying these sealed, you know, TDK tapes or Maxell or Scotch or whatever else it is? I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm so wrong. Just happens. Just happens. I've got a little, even in my workplace, I've got a little collection of odds and sods on my desk. You know, just a little pile of odds and sods that I've collected, and they've just sort of sat there. They've all got a little story to them. You know, some damaged cables and some a plastic dinosaur, teeny little plastic dinosaur, no more than a couple of centimeters or an inch high. You know, all these things just happen. They just happen. You start collecting things, you don't know why you're doing it, and you're like, why have I got these things? Somebody else is going to come along and throw them in the bin at some point, but you know, that's what happens. New generation software. This is about Barney the dinosaur. Look at them all. There's all the dinosaurs. Can't remember what the keys are though. Please don't be. Oh, it's blooming cursor keys. Right, so basically we're looking through here for a key so we can get out of the level and avoid the dinosaur. And the graphics are brill. So we're walking the dinosaur. Remember that song about walking the dinosaur? He'll be hiding behind one of these hedges. So there's basically a key behind one of these hedges that I think I need to get out. It won't let me out. Well, no, of course it won't. So behind one of these hedges is hidden is a key. Ah, the dinosaur on me! He's chasing me! Where's this key, dinosaur? Where is it? I've not found it yet. I don't know where I've not been. It's here somewhere. It's not there, is it? Come on. It's not in there. There's definitely a key in here. I know there is. Ah. Axe at my feet, apparently. Space. Fire. I've got the axe. Damn, didn't escape. Wow, and I pressed brake. Wow, is that a basic program? I never knew that after all this. Ha! It runs really well for a basic program. I mean, like, super well. Wow. That's kind of cool, actually. I never even realised that. It runs extremely well for a basic program. Shame the keys are rubbish. But that's really good. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Galleons now. Galleons now. We're loading the galleons. Gallons. Galleons. With double L. Galleons. Galleons. Yeah, whatever it is. No, I quite like that. That was cool. I liked it a lot. I've enjoyed this tape. All these tapes, should I say. I've enjoyed them all. Even the weird one with Cedric on it. That was very weird. Forcing us to play the whatever it was. It was very, very, very weird indeed. No, I'm going tonight, though, because I'm recording this day before, it's Saturday for me. Saturday. Recording it. I've decided that I'm going to go out and get fish and chips. I've got a hankering for the old fish and chips. A nice battered piece of fish and chips. From one of the best fish and chip shops in my city. Not quite number one, but it's so close. They're almost equal, I think. But they've got delicious fish and chips. They really do. A nice small portion of that. I'm going to have some mushy peas, I think, as well, because I like mushy peas. I don't know about you. I like a bit of mushy pea to go with it also. Some mushy peas, bit of fish, and a small portion of chips. I don't need them. I don't need to swamp my thing with chips. I really don't. Don't know whether or not, though, you dare get chip shop curry with that. That's one of those things. Chip shop curry it's kind of a legendary experience. It's not really curry, but it is curry, but it's not curry. It's brilliant, isn't it? It really is. What's your favourite? You know, if we're going to talk, we're not talking like fast food, as in like the big fast food chains. I'm talking about here the. Talking about here the little guy, the local chippy and things like that. I mean, well, if you're going down there, what are you buying tonight? What are you having? What's your favourite thing? I mean, I've got to admit, it's for me. There are a few things. There are a toss up between a few things. Fish and chips, what I've got in my head tonight, definitely. But there's another thing for me. The other thing that I love is I do like a battered sausage. Long battered sausage. You've heard that. A nice battered sausage, or alternatively, I am partial to a bit of scampi. A nice bit of scampi with some tartar sauce. Anyway, I'm getting myself very hungry now because I'm waiting. I'm almost ready for my tea. I've got to render your video so you can see the galleons. Galleons. Do I want instructions? I probably should. Wizard Software, 1982. The game you compete against the computer to be the first to sink an armada of galleons, frigates, and rowing boats. Fair. The ships are hidden within a grid whose rows. Oh, it's battleships are labelled A to L. Your grid is displayed. Yeah, it's battleships, peoples. Have you actually played Battleships by Elite, though? It's pretty special. I'll be honest. That's a good version of it. Yeah, it's Battleships. I'm not even going to read the instructions. Let's press E for an easy game. Galleons. It's loading now, I'm guessing. And it's loaded, and it's moving off the screen. Just like that. Nope, it's not loading off the screen. It's just doing that to upset me. Right, so it's effectively Battleships, a game that we used to play as kids, didn't we? We used to choose where it was. So first I need a row, so I am going to go with D. And I want a column, and I'm going to go with E. Oh, I've hit. I think I've hit. And I'm going to go with D. And why didn't they choose numbers for the top? F. Right. Am I putting my ships down here? Is that what it is? Oh, I'm not sure what's going on now. G. G. That's a miss. Oh, mine are randomised as well. Right, okay, I see. DD. That's a hit. Oh, he's got a hit on me as well. I'm not sure how that's working. DC. C. That's a miss. Yeah, it's not very good, is it? It's not very good. It's a basic program. It's not very good. But anyway, I've been your host, RealGenericDemon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video. And hopefully it'll be maybe a little shorter. But this one was fun. I enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.